I too am nervous this evening. I really do much better face to face. I hate being recorded, but here we are today because you haven't shown up, despite repeated requests. I have several concerns. Today, I'd like to address an environmental concern, and I would also like to address a gun concern. First, you identify yourself as pro-life. As someone who has lost too many loved ones to cancer, most likely caused by environmental factors, I urge you to protect the EPA. H.R. 637 curbs the ability of the EPA to carry out its job as a regulatory agency. No parent should have to watch a child die of leukemia to satisfy somebody's political agenda. If you don't like a particular regulation, vote no on the regulation. But if you toss the EPA, I guarantee that people will die, including many children. I lived near a cancer cluster when I was growing up, from a cluster that was from illegal dumping, and it claimed lives. We need regulations to prevent bad actors from doing the same to our children. Please note that I used to work in the private sector, helping people comply with regulations, and also for the state of Texas, working with organizations so that they could meet compliance from the state side. I would also like to speak as a person who has been here, a citizen who has been here for only 9 years. The bulk of my contiguous years were spent in Texas. As a Texan, I married into a military family. I have spent my time on the range. I understand people's feelings about guns, but I am surprised that you didn't heed the advice of General Stanley McChrystal, General James Hill, General David Petraeus, and Admiral Tad Allen on H.R. 1181. These are generals and an admiral who President Donald Trump considered for VA Secretary. According to military.com, they expressed their deep concern in a letter that echoes President Ronald Reagan's call for common sense gun laws. They said, when vulnerable veterans have access to firearms, they can do harm not only to themselves, but also to family members and loved ones. The impact of these tragedies is felt and communicated in communities across our nation. Yours is not a common sense approach, Congressman Rogers. I sincerely hope that we will move to a common sense approach, that it will not take you eventually meeting the families affected by the tragedies that will result from this bill. Please start to make some common sense decisions instead of decisions for one of your campaign sponsors, the NRA. Sir, you have also voted to eliminate barriers of mental competence or mental incompetence. This is difficult for me to say in front of such a large crowd, but I had a family member who was mentally ill. Having someone declared mentally incompetent is exceedingly difficult. When you remove those barriers, you put guns in the hands of people who do not need to have them. They can contest those rulings, but to strip away protections so that you can support your sponsor, the NRA, that is not pro-life. That is unconscionable, sir. Thank you.